There's one very common mistake that comes to mind when starting a new job, and that's not asking enough questions. Remember, even though the position itself might not be new to you, you are in a new environment that might have their own way of doing things. And there's no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid questions are the questions that remain unasked. Hi, my name is Buntle, and today we're going to be talking about your first 90 days in a new role and how to build trust quickly. Your first 90 days in a new role are very important for a multitude of reasons. This first 90 days could be counting as your evaluation or probationary period. This is the time where the company evaluates whether you are a fit or not for the position. But this is also time for you to take time to reflect on whether you are a fit for the position or the company. This is also the time where you get to learn as much as possible about the company and the role, as much as the company is learning about you. So take the time to absorb as much as you can and build trust and build rapport with your new employer. So, your first few weeks in a new position can be very nerve wracking because you're in a new place with new people doing a new job. So, the first things that you should focus on is focus on getting the lay of the land. Where are all of the resources that you will need to execute your job and your tasks that are going to be given to you? Secondly, make sure you understand the hierarchy and organogram of the company. Who are you reporting to? What are the tasks that you need to be doing? And lastly, make some friends. For the most part, most of us are spending 8 hours of our day at work. So, this is the time to get to know people, build some rapport, introduce yourself, and put your best foot forward. Building trust quickly with your manager and your team relies on one simple thing: do what you say you're going to do. Be a person of your word. If you make a promise or you commit yourself to something, make sure that you see it through. If there's something that is falling in the way of that, make sure that you communicate that clearly. Go into your new position with an open mind and with the thought of you're going to be meeting new people. So be as open minded as you can and stick to the simple basics of do what you say you're going to do. There's one very common mistake that comes to mind when starting a new job, and that's not asking enough questions. Remember, even though the position itself might not be new to you, you are in a new environment that might have their own way of doing things. And there's no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid questions are the questions that remain unasked. So if you are unsure or uncertain about anything, whether it's where the canteen is or whether it's a task based question, ask as many questions as possible to get the lay of the land so that you don't operate in uncertainty. Secondly, don't come into a new position thinking that you know everything. It's impossible to know everything about whatever it is that you're doing. There might be new ways of executing tasks that are more efficient, so go in with an open mind. And go in, be friendly, put your best foot forward, make sure that you are dressed appropriately for the position. If this is a more corporate company, make sure that you are dressed according to those standards that they've set out. Make sure that you read all of the policies that are in place within that company to make sure that you do not make any steps that might fall out of line of what is expected of you. But simply ask as many questions as possible to make sure that you are operating in a comfortable position. And a new hire can learn faster without feeling overwhelmed by being as organized as possible. Whether it's keeping a list, making sure your diary is updated, making sure that you've got your notes of whatever training that you've got lined up for you. Try and keep as organized as possible. And where possible, have daily or weekly feedback meetings with your manager or your supervisor to make sure that you understand everything that they've relayed to you. This is a system that works. It works for our training in our company, where we have our daily and weekly check ins with our new hires to make sure that they understand and absorb the information that we give to them. Also, pace yourself. This is a lot of probably a lot of information that you are getting at one time. So don't try and cram all of that information into your head. Pace yourself. Once you get to the point where you are feeling overwhelmed, make sure to communicate that. Take a quick 5-minute break or chat to your manager or supervisor. Let them know that, you know what, I'm feeling very overwhelmed at the moment. Can you help me work through this? Can we have can we have a brainstorming session just to help me go through the information of what I need to be doing? Communication is very important when settling into a new role, because you need to let your manager, supervisor, and your teammates know where you're at in that process, how you are feeling, how you are coping, and what it is that they need. People can only help you if they know where they can help you. So if you are suffering in silence, as my previous manager used to say, nobody can help you. So make sure that you are communicating where you're at in your training. Even if your manager or supervisor does not initiate that conversation, perhaps it is something that you could bring to the table as well, to say that this is where I need help. But communication is very important, not just for the task that you are doing, but for you as an individual, so that people know where you're at and they can meet you where you're at. A simple habit that can help you succeed within your first 90 days of your position is to schedule regular feedback sessions with your manager or supervisor if they have not been scheduled as yet. This is a good way to act as a barometer for how you are progressing, what are the expectations that are placed on you, and how you can meet them properly and as desired by the company. This is also an opportunity for you to state your case to the company about any difficulties you might be having along the way. So make sure that you've got those feedback sessions scheduled, so that it's not happening on a whim, and that you are intentional about what you would like to discuss in those sessions. This doesn't have to be a 30-minute long meeting. Quick 15-minute check-in with your manager or supervisor will do, but just make sure that you are intentional about what you would like to discuss. And secondly, please just be organized. Make sure that you are keeping yourself organized and not operating in organized chaos, because that can throw you off very quickly. In the first 3 months of you starting your job, it's going to be very overwhelming. There's new people, there's probably new ways of doing a job that you might be comfortable in, or this might be a new position that you've never been in. Give yourself some grace, give yourself some time to learn and assimilate to your new company. Make sure that you can also look into yourself and say, okay, this is where I'm not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. But make sure that you communicate that to your supervisors or your managers. And lastly, try not to pick up bad habits. Just because someone else is doing something doesn't mean you should too. This ties into those policies that we spoke about. Try and keep your side of the table clean, and make sure that your transition with this new company is as smooth as possible. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this at all helpful, please like and subscribe. There is a blog with more information linked in the description below.